My name is Teddy Alexander. I am the youngest son of Carlton Alexander.
I'm Douglas Orane, and I joined GraceKennedy in 1981. Carlton and I worked together for 8 years, from 1981 to 1989. What an experience it was.
My father went to Jamaica College, and he was the eldest of 9 children. At age 16, he had to leave JC and start working because his father had died. He was lucky enough to get a job as a billing clerk at GraceKennedy, and he was born in 1916 and left at age 16, so 1932. And what I can tell you is that he worked all his life at GraceKennedy from 1932 until he died. So this was a man who actually worked his entire life with GraceKennedy, starting at one of the lower levels as a billing clerk, worked his way up to the point where he was the managing director, eventually chairman of the company.
I learned so much from him. Carlton was so obsessed about customer service. He never screened his phone calls. Anybody from outside could phone in and get to speak to him, and he insisted that all his managers do the same, including me.
He served the company while serving Jamaica, and served the company straight through to the time of his death. I think he would have been very, very proud of what GraceKennedy achieved, not just under his leadership, but even while he was, working under the leadership of Louis Fred Kennedy.
He was a great believer in employing people. I remember seeing an interview of him before I joined GraceKennedy. He said, my passion in life is to employ more people. He was very committed to Jamaica in that regard. And so it was not only a pleasure for me to work personally with him, but it showed how one can start at the very, very bottom rung and work one's way up with honesty and integrity.
What may really stand out may be what GraceKennedy did for its staff. GraceKennedy was one of the first companies to provide full medical coverage for its staff, their superannuation pension schemes. I got the sense from listening to him when he had his meetings, doing some reading, speaking with people like Jimmy Solomon, Paco Kennedy, and so on. There was this intense focus on trying to make sure that staff were taken care of. And I think that would have been, a significant achievement.
And it was not only about caring about one's customers, but also about the people within the company. It had this feeling that we are in a family together. People would refer to this as our company, whereas a lot of people you would meet at cocktail receptions, even the more senior ones, would refer to their own company as their company, that company. So it was very familiar. But the other thing is, it was really a company where one could learn as much as one could absorb. So in fact, there was a nickname for GraceKennedy, the University of Harbour Street.
Taking care of your customers and so on is really a part of doing business. You're supposed to be doing that. But taking care of staff, I think, was really a hallmark of GraceKennedy.
We're improving the whole approach to tourism. And I think it's becoming, we realize it's a people's industry, and that our people have got to make our visitors feel welcome.